Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind, and welcome to Khan Global Studies. I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Good evening. So I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. Just confirm me once. Good evening. Okay. So first of all, welcome to the session. Now, in these upcoming days, we are going to discuss the current affairs of this week. And last week also, we have been discussing about the questions which were related to assertion and reasoning. So this time also, we are going to discuss assertion and reasoning question. This time also, we are going to discuss assertion and reasoning question. So let's first see what are the topics which we are going to see. The topics which we are having, first one is Aditya L1. The first topic which we are going to discuss is about Aditya L1. We will see that why we are discussing this topic, what is the significance of Aditya L1. So that is our first topic which we are going to discuss. Second thing which we are going to talk about is COP30. You all know that in Belém in Brazil, this COP30 has started. So we are going to discuss about this one part, that what are going to be expectations, what are the expectations from this COP30. Then we are going to talk about this nutritional transformation, that what is this nutritional transformation all about. When we are talking about the context of India, what type of food we are preferring and what we should instead go for. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss. But first, we are going to start with certain portions of the questions. So here we are having the first question. Here we are having the first question. Most of Indian communication satellites have been launched by foreign entities. ISRO does not have the capacity to launch communication satellites. The GSLV has a limited capacity in geotransfer orbit. The GSLV has limited capacity in geotransfer orbit. So here we are having this one question, and I hope you all can see this question properly. So tell me, what would be the answer in this question? I hope now you are getting the sound properly. I hope that now you are getting the sound properly. Okay. I think somewhat issue may be there in sound. But gradually the team will work on it and it will get better. So if you can just see this question, most of Indian communication satellites have been launched by foreign entities. Second is saying ISRO does not have the capacity to launch communication satellites. And third is saying the GSLV has limited capacity in GTO. So can you tell me what will be the answer in this case? C option. I think everyone is going for option number C. C and second, I think 1 and second right. Okay, A option, C option. If you look at this, most of Indian communication satellites have been launched by foreign entities. You don't even have to think about this question. The first statement in 3 statement type question is always correct. So this is correct. ISRO does not have the capacity to launch communication satellites. Now you know that this will be wrong. This will be wrong. ISRO does have the capacity, but yes, of course, it has a limited capacity. The third is saying the GSLV has limited capacity in geotransfer orbit. So this third option is correct here, and it is also explaining why the Indian communication satellites have been launched by foreign entities. So here the answer will be only one of the statement 2 and 3 is correct. That explains statement 1. Now, coming to the second question. Gram Sabha is a tool of direct democracy. All eligible voters of a particular Gram Panchayat are members of Gram Sabha. So which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statement? Gram Sabha is a tool of direct democracy. All eligible voters of a particular Gram Panchayat are members of Gram Sabha. So both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 explains statement 1. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, but statement 2 does not explain statement 1. Statement 1 is correct, 2 is not correct. Statement 1 is not correct, but statement 2 is correct. So what will be the answer? What will be the answer in this question? What will be the answer in this question? Second, okay. So both statement correct. I think you are saying both statements are correct. Gram Sabha is a tool of direct democracy. This is a correct statement. All eligible voters of a particular Gram Panchayat are members of Gram Sabha. While this statement is correct, is it explaining that why Gram Sabha or why this Gram Sabha is a tool of direct democracy? Direct democracy means that everyone has the power to participate there. They can decide the policies, they can vote upon the policies. So it is just telling about Gram Sabha, that what Gram Sabha is made up of. But it is not telling this one part, that when we are talking about this Gram Sabha, why it is considered as a tool of direct democracy. So that's why both statements are correct, but statement 2 does not explain statement 1. This one will be the right answer. So I hope this one is correct. This one is clear. Okay. So by mistake, the question number 2 has been erased due to some issue. Question number 2 is not there. So we are discussing 2 questions right now. I will show you this third question also tomorrow. Tomorrow we will solve some more questions. Okay. And about the sound, this is a changed setup. So that's why a little bit disturbance in sound is there, but the team is working for it and it will be resolved soon. Okay. So this is first part. कैसे पता करना है, explain कर रहे हैं या नहीं? Okay. Just look at this one thing. Here the question is asking that Gram Sabha is a tool of direct democracy. Why it is called as, why direct democracy? Just ask this question to yourself, that why do we call the Gram Sabha as a tool of direct democracy? What is democracy, direct democracy? Direct democracy is a concept. Direct democracy is a concept where people can directly participate in decision making. So can the people participate here in Gram Sabha? The answer is yes. So if there was a statement which was saying that in Gram Sabha, all the members can directly participate in the decision making process, then this one would have been correct. Okay. But here it is saying that who are the members of Gram Sabha? It is just telling that who are the members of the Gram Sabha. It is not telling it is not telling this part, it is not telling this part that what it does. It is simply telling who are the members of the Gram Sabha. Okay. So I hope these two parts are clear. Any doubt, any confusion in this? Any doubt or confusion in this? Okay, so now I am giving you this one question. Like when we are starting with this Aditya L1, I have this one question, that why India launched Aditya L1. Can anyone tell me that why India has launched Aditya L1? Anyone? Can you tell me why India has launched Aditya L1? Okay, so I think everyone has given this one answer, that it has for coronal mass ejection and other things. Okay. Now, if we look at this, when we talk about the Aditya L1, you can see this one thing, that this is a dedicated mission of India. This is something which is a dedicated solar mission. This is a dedicated solar mission. Now, placed in L1 orbit, placed in L1 orbit. And what we also see here, that when we are talking about Aditya L1, so its objective, what were the objectives? We have to look at this one thing, that what were the objectives of this? What were the objectives of this Aditya L1? There were simple objectives. To study about, okay, to study about, one part was the corona of sun. One part was about the corona of the sun. It was also to study about coronal mass ejection, to study about solar weather, give warning. It was also about giving warning for coronal mass ejection events. So these were the factors. Okay. These were the factors for which we have seen that India has come with this Aditya L1 system. India has come with this Aditya L1 system. Now here we have to understand one more part. We have to understand one more part, that why it has been placed at L1. So can you tell me why L1? Why L1? Any idea about this? Why India has come with this Aditya L1 mission at the L1 point only. What was the reason that India has come with this L1 point specifically? Why specifically India has come with the L1 point? What was the reason behind it? What was the reason behind this L1 point especially? What was the reason behind this L1 point especially? It is a special. It is a special point because between Earth and Sun. So how it is special? One is saying near of Earth, gravity balance. Sun never sets on L1. Yes. There are two very important points here. There are two very important points here. See this L1. It will always have an uninterrupted view of Sun. It will always have this uninterrupted view of Sun. That is one part. That is number one. Second thing, which we also see that there are Lagrange points, and Lagrange points are considered as a point where the gravity is balanced. Okay. A point where gravity is balanced. A point where gravity is balanced. So, in the case of Aditya L1, we see that it has been placed at the L1 point. There are two reasons for it. One is the uninterrupted view of the Sun. There is not going to be any lunar eclipse or any type of challenge for any satellite placed at L1. It will have a continuous view of the Sun. Second thing is that there is a balance of gravity also. There is a balance of gravity of Earth and Sun. So due to that factor also, it will require minimum intervention. It will require this minimum intervention. So that's why India has gone for this Aditya L1. And you can see this one thing. Like if you look at the news, okay. So you can see the news itself, Aditya L1 gets a close look at eruptions from the Sun. That Aditya L1 is getting a close look at eruptions from the Sun. Okay. So this is one significant part that India has come with one of its mission, and in recent times we are seeing that it has been quite much beneficial. Yeah. So I hope this first part is clear. Any doubt in this topic? Any doubt or confusion in this topic? Any doubt or confusion in this topic? So I hope now you are getting somewhat clear sound. Team has been working on it, and I told some of you like that I am going outside Delhi for some days, and due to that purpose, like I'm taking classes from a different place. So in the initial days, there might be some hiccups, but then it will continue. Okay. So this is one part. Now we are starting with COP30. So let us first look at this, a basic of it. Many of you who are seeing this for the first time, what is the meaning here? COP means Conference of Parties. COP simply means Conference of Parties. Now, this is something, this is an annual event of UNFCCC. This was finalized in 1992. So this is an annual event of UNFCCC. Now what we see here, that it is the most popular, this is something which is most popular climate summit. It is the most popular climate summit. This UNFCCC, it has given rise to two very important things. One is the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Treaty. It has given rise to two very important things, the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Treaty. So what we see that this has given rise to two very prominent things. One, we have Kyoto Protocol, another one we have Paris Treaty. Now this is annual event. If we look at the timeline, if we are looking at this timeline, so COP26, it was in Glasgow. Now can you tell me what about COP27, COP28, COP29 and COP30? This COP30 is in Belém, in Brazil. So can you tell me about the remaining ones? About the remaining ones that when they were when they have been, where they have been conducted? COP27, 28, 29, where they have been conducted? Can you tell me where this have been conducted? COP29 is in Baku, correct? Baku, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan. Okay. COP28 and 27. Can you tell me where we are having the COP27 and 28? Any idea about this? COP27 and 28. COP28 I have got Dubai. COP27 I have got Egypt. Sharm el Sheikh. Sharm el Sheikh. Egypt. And then we have the Dubai, UAE. And now we see that after that it was there in Azerbaijan and then now in Belém in Brazil. Okay. Last year in COP29 we see that there was a very important decision. The developed nations, they have agreed, for 300 billion annually by 2035, that they are willing to give $300 billion fund by 2035. So this is one thing like which has been expected, which has been done at COP29. This is something which has been done at COP29. Now at COP30 in Belém in Brazil, what is the expectation? What is the expectation right now? There are certain expectations. One is funding. Second thing is updation in NDC. And the third thing which people will be keeping an eye on is about the third thing where people would be having an eye upon is about going to be the carbon market. It is going to be about the carbon market. So there are three such focus area of this deal. Okay. There are such three different challenges of this part. Okay. Now, if you look at the funding, here you see that. Can you tell me? I think last week we have discussed this. In the last session, we have discussed about it. So can you tell me how much funding has been provided by the developed nations? How much funding has been provided by the developed nations for this developing nations? Can you tell me how much funding has been provided? $26 billion. Just 1 second. $26. So I think you know this one part, that we have got only $26 billion. There was a commitment. There was this one commitment that they would give at least 100 billion. That they will give at least 100 billion. But what we see that now also they have been able to provide only $26 billion. Only $26 billion. So this is one part they have been giving quite lower. And at the same time, 58% in form of loan. 58% of the money is coming in the form of loan. So that is also one of the challenge. Then we see that updation in NDC, the nationally determined contribution. Updation in NDC. And see, in the upcoming few days, it is going to be quite important. India may be announcing its NDC in the upcoming few days. India may be formally announcing its NDC in the few days. Okay. So what we see that only about 1/3 nations, only about 1/3 nations have provided updated NDC. Only about 1/3 nations have provided this updated NDC. And the third part is carbon market. So about this carbon market, there is a chance that the different countries will be talking about this. We are going for formalization of this carbon market. So what we see that in the upcoming time, there may be more and more emphasis on this. More and more emphasis on this. So that is also a chance. Okay. So more emphasis on carbon market. More emphasis on the carbon market. So that is also something which you can expect from here. So this is one part, that what is the expectation which people are having from this COP30. And in the upcoming few days, you will find multiple such things. Like, let me ask you one question. There is one name which is going on right now: tropical forever forest. Sorry, tropical forever forest facility. So this is one thing. So can you tell me, what is this tropical forever forest facility? Any idea about this? Any idea about this? What is this tropical forever forest facility? Any idea? Any information about this? हाँ, previous meeting भी याद रखनी होती है अर्षद. This is one part. In the COP, there has been questions on several there have been questions on several such meetings which has been held even a decade earlier. So this is one part in environment which is quite important. भूल गए how this amount $26 billion is going to be distributed? No, it's not that there is even distribution. That is another challenge. There is no even distribution. How it works, let's say the working principle, if we talk about this, the working principle of it. So it's like, suppose US is there. US is giving, let's say, 10 billion. It can give, like, say, 2.5 to Kenya. It can give 0.05 to Bangladesh. It can give $6 billion to, let's say, Nigeria. So there is no such even distribution. There is no such even distribution. It can be in any manner. It's not that all the countries are getting equal share of it. It depends on how fair or how good their relation is with other country of the world. Huh. So we are having this tropical forest forever facility for conservation. This is for conservation. That is true that all these environmental initiatives are generally there for conservation. That's quite true. But what you will see here, that it is rewarding those countries. This one is rewarding. It is rewarding whom? It is rewarding the countries. Why? Because they conserve. Because they conserve tropical forest. Since they are conserving the tropical forests, that's why they are going to get rewarded. So I hope this second part is also clear. What is going on with COP30? What is Tropical Forest Forever Facility and other related terms? I hope this part is also clear. Any doubt, any confusion here? Now, coming to the third part, coming to this third portion that we have to discuss, and that is about the does India need nutritional transformation? This is one part. That do India need to have the nutritional transformation? Okay. That do we need to change the way we are eating? Do we need to change the things which we are consuming? That is there a need of change there? So then it is suggesting certain things. It is suggesting certain things. But before we go into that, let us talk about a little bit background. Nutrition in India. Let us talk about this one background, nutrition in India. Nutrition. So if we look at this, what we see that around 60% women, they are anemic. Around 60% women are anemic. We also see that more than 60% plus children under 5, 67%. In fact, you will find that two-thirds. In fact, you will find that two-thirds children under 5, they are also anemic. Then we see that we are also having higher incidences. We are also having higher cases of stunting, wasting, etc. So India is one country where we see that our performance on nutrition is not quite good. Can you tell me what is the ranking of India in the hunger index? If we look at the hunger index, if we look at India and if we look at the hunger index, can you tell me what is the ranking of India in hunger index? What is the ranking of India in hunger index? Any idea about this? What is the ranking of India in hunger index? Anyone? What is India's ranking in hunger index? No. Okay, this will remain a question for you. You have to search about this. You will find that India is among those countries where we see that the hunger here in case of India, the hunger here in case of India is worse than many of the neighboring countries of India. So this remains a question for you. This is one question for you to find out and tell me that what is the ranking of India in the hunger index, and as compared to our neighboring countries, as compared to Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal and others, what is our ranking? Okay. So this is one question which I am giving for to you, that you have to find out what is India's ranking. Now in this context itself, there are certain new things which have been suggested. There is a concept called as functional foods. There is one thing called as functional foods. Okay. So what are the functional foods? Functional foods are basically those food items. If we look at this, they are basically food items. They are basically those food items which are enriched. Okay. They are enriched. Okay. And they are having vitamin, or they can have omega 3, they can have many other minerals which are going to have different impact on our body. Okay. There is also something called as smart protein. There is one thing called as smart protein. So this is something, a protein developed using biotechnology. This is protein developed using biotechnology, using biotech, like extract from extracts from legumes, or we can have it from cereals, we can have it from oil seeds, etc. So normally you will find that those people who are vegetarian, those people who are having vegetarian, they are having a protein deficiency. Now in order to cater that, now we have a new option called as smart protein. So smart protein is basically the protein or the substances which has been extracted from the plants or plant-based materials. Like it can be obtained from cereals, it can be obtained from legumes or the pulses, it can be also obtained from oil seeds. So they are being used to replicate, the animal products like meat or poultry. In order to avoid the meat and poultry, people can go for this smart protein. So these are two things which you have to keep in mind. One is the functional food and one is the smart protein. So this is two things which can be asked in examination. That what is our functional food? What is our functional food? And at the same time, what is the smart protein? Okay. So this is one part. This is one part, like what is our functional food plus smart protein? What is the functional food plus smart protein? So I hope this one part remains clear. I am giving you this one question also. I am giving you this one question, that when we are talking about India, I am giving you this one mains question for practice. I am giving you this one mains question, that what causes, or what is responsible for poor state of nutrition? What is responsible for poor state of nutrition in India? In India, especially among women and children. Especially among women and children. So this is something which I'm giving you 150 words that you have to write this answer. What is responsible or what factors are responsible? We can make this like this. What factors are responsible for poor state of nutrition in India, especially among women and children? So this is one question. I think all of you can practice it. All of you can write it. This week, we are also going to emphasize a little bit on answer writing. Okay. So I'm giving you again some questions. Last week, we have practiced a number of prelims question. Now this week, we will focus on both prelims as well as mains. So again, you have to write certain answers. I hope all of you can do that. Okay. So let's start with that. But today we will keep only till this portion. In the next session, I will try to make sure that things will be much more better in terms of audio and video. Okay. So thank you for cooperating, everyone. And meanwhile, we will continue our study with this. That a slight problem might be there in audio or video, but the content of the class will remain of that quality. The content of the class will remain high quality. The ones which are relevant for exam, the ones which are important for you. Okay. So today we are keeping till here a quotation mains ke liye. So quotation is something like it depends on the context. But okay, I will try to give you certain things. I will try to give you certain things like for this nutrition, write the answer. Everyone, when you will write the answer, I will give you certain facts and certain quotations in the next class. I will give you some quotations and certain facts in the next class if you all write this answer. So do one thing from your side, I will add something from mine. Okay. Yes, Anjali, I am out of Delhi for some time. So that's why. You can start with hunger index in intro. Okay. So thank you everyone. Take care and let's meet all of you tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow in at the same time 5 p.m. Till then, revise these topics and write this answer. Thank you. Take care.